Well,
This
you don't
was,
have to.
I'm
I
sorry,
know
I'm
it's
blanking
okay.
a lot.
I
It was so
know this
hard.
brings up a lot of hurt. I mean, I've recently healed from some things, nothing to what you have, so I can't imagine. But I know that healing brings up all the dirt and
Yeah,
it
because this
comes to
is
the
where the
top.
sexual abuse starts. Is at
Yeah.
Tammy's house by my nephew. He's actually older than me. He's not my brother's son. She had 4 previous kids from a previous relationship or different relationships, and then she gave it up
Yeah.
to Jeremy,
And
and
it's
he got
never
stuck.
like, because people think that it happens. People always think, oh, it's one. They're like, they don't understand how, like, every story isn't the same and it just happens. And then one day it happens. And like you were saying, like, you were even confused about your gender because of it.
Yeah, because it's really confusing. I mean, if you don't bleed, if you're told, even in the Bible, I mean, my dad, he was a Christian, bless his heart. He was the closest good parent I had to a good parent. But he told me my sex talk in front of my brothers was, once you're old enough to bleed, you're old enough to breed. That's what it says in the Bible. That's what I got told. I didn't bleed. And so I was like, oh, wow, I'm broken. But I remember going in my talked to Mom Anita Wagner, and I was humping like crazy on the dining room chair, because I was trying to explain what he was doing to me, and I didn't know the words. And then she was like, you're being silly. That's normal. And then she was asking questions like it was serious for a second. She was like, well, once I got my stuffed animals out, and she was like, well, what were you guys playing? I said, well, me and my niece, we were playing house, his sister. And then he came in and said he wanted to be the dog because he was expelled or suspended from school temporarily. He had to go to Dove. But he wanted to be the family dog, and he was doing that to us, like jumping up on our behinds, and now I know humping on us. And then Anita started laughing, saying, oh, that's normal. You let that happen. It's okay. I said, but my brothers don't do this. And she's like, it's normal. Trust me. My brothers never did that to me. And then
You fast
obviously
forward.
invited more.
Yeah,
I
because
let
then
it
like
happen and continue, because you're a child and you don't understand.
right, and then you grow up, like you were saying, like you're 18, you're supposed to get married, so you did.
And I did, yeah. I met him actually when I was 17, and he was almost in his 20s. And he was in his 20s. So I got groomed, actually. I just didn't know any better. I wasn't taught any different. Out of all my brothers, they got to have cable in their rooms, and I didn't get cable. I got a black and white TV with an antenna. I was very sheltered.
God bless you for giggling at your misery.
In a Christian household.
God bless you. And then your marriage.
It's real. You know, there are good Christians, though. I just got raised by the hypocritical ones.
Listen, people use all kind of labels to support their evil deeds. That doesn't mean that that's who they are. It's just cult behavior.
You're woken up. Okay, I didn't know I didn't want to offend you, because so many people get so mad, because I've had other side experiences, and it's not what they think.
No, listen, my mentors are Republican, and I don't think Republicans have a good reputation right now in brown communities.
My dad was Republican, and whenever I get online and I see these things, it kind of breaks my heart, because
that's not my mentors, and that's not me, and so these labels don't always fit. But then like it brings you, you know, I guess we're kind of skipping around, but it brings you to like what happened with your daughter, and why you reached out to Candace Matthews.
Yeah, I thought she could help, because I've been following her for months, to be honest, since I found out in February from the coroner's office. Okay, this is where it's going to get kind of like, what the heck, and really sad, because this is obviously happening to other people if it happened to me. But back when my daughter passed away back then, I didn't get notified till 2 weeks and 2 days later. And then it was from a private investigator through CPS member. So she actually gave me the false date. So I believe my daughter passed away on the 14th, which is 10 days after my birthday. So I was like, oh, no, I don't know.
So your daughter was in CPS care.
Yeah, in CPS, they told me the wrong date. I didn't find out until beginning February in 2024, whenever I decided to Google coroner's office in Bexar County, and there's only one. I got to talk to the direct woman that actually assisted the mortician at first. She said, oh, yes, I remember your daughter. Oh, my, she was so little. It was just so sad. And nothing added up and stuff. And it was just really messed up. That's whenever I found out my daughter's real death date was on the 15th. So CPS was just so careless down there, and I don't understand why, but I know she was being mean to me, and she did. I didn't get it on the recorded line, but this Monica Surveya, I was on the phone with her around Christmas time because I was wondering why I wasn't getting a call back on the case, and I just wanted to know what was going on. So, and be in the loop, I'm the birth mother. And so I called her, and she got really mean and short with me and nasty. She said, look, I don't even have to answer your calls anymore if I don't want to. And by the way, your ex-husband said that your daughter was suicidal. Now, the crazy part in that is she had me sign paperwork that she got together herself, and it states that Serenity was not suicidal prior to this.
Why are we treating mothers like the enemy?
Yes,
why aren't we restoring families? When a family's in crisis, it's supposed to be child protective services. You protect the child. Once the family is restored, because you should be helping that, because we should be restoring families, then you take the child back.
And
because
with
no
this
child
situation, though,
wants
they were
to grow
just
up without their
calling me to
parents.
tell me that she was deceased. Because my ex-husband, to this day, as we're speaking, has not called me to tell me, because he knows I know he threatened to kill her since day one. I'm not stupid. And you know, oh, this is the crazy part. I have talked to the San Antonio Police Department down there, because that's where Bexar County, Bexar County. It's interesting how they spell it. But the way that they have it down there, it's, oh my God, I'm sorry. This is just all so crazy. But I called down there because I got given a Bexar County Sheriff's Office number to call on, police number, and then also a San Antonio Police number, because San Antonio Police Department was the ones that showed up. So they have the cam footage and everything. So they show up, and they're trying to say that the girlfriend's trying to say, the new girlfriend for the past 8 years, because she got with him while he was incarcerated for trying to kill me and admitting to it, and he became a felon. She actually called me, and I warned her, oh, you got kids? You might want to get away from him because he's pretty violent, and he's not kind. She didn't listen. So
I mean, like, you know,
things.
it was a, you know, him trying to kill you and kill your child to get you to come back, you know, it's not, I mean, people don't understand just how real it is. But the fact that, like, yeah, like, they took the child to protect her from the situation, but what was done to protect you so that we could then bring you and your child back together and protect you from...
Well, the sad part is I didn't find out until after my daughter's death. I was on the phone with the first time with the CPS woman. She was actually nice then, Monica, and she seemed like she's on my side. I was telling her everything, because before she said, hey, there's been an accident with one of your daughters in the shower, I stopped her immediately. I said, I know who it is. It's Serenity Renee, our second child, and I know he did it. She said, what are you talking about? I said, I know he killed her. I know she's dead, and he did it. I foretold this 2 years prior to DHS because he threatened to kill her. And then this Monica lady's like, oh, well, we don't know. We're in the middle of our investigation. And I said, look, I have a police report that will mesh up. Well, Monica, and then I call Michael, do it around Christmas time, too, because he's in charge. He's the only one doing the investigation. That's the one who I have on a recorded line. He doesn't even try to stop me, and he agrees with me on my page. And he's just... oh my gosh, he's just as bad as her. He is nasty. He is short. He doesn't want to talk too much, but he's not mean, at least. But when she was nice, she was telling me these side notes about the coroner's office and stuff. But both these people told me that my police records wouldn't be needed and stuff, basically, is what I'm getting at. So fast forward to February, and I get actually, later on, mid-February, I get on the phone with the actual mortician. And I tell her about my police reports. He left, I missed a detail. Both of my police reports, there's no marks on me, yet he choked me out. The second time he's admitting to it, and that's where he becomes a felon. So he agreed that he was trying to kill me. So I try to get away and stuff. So the mortician goes, oh my God, those 100% would help aid in this. And I don't know why Officer Michael Dewitt denied you sending them into him to aid in his investigation, because the way that they found Serenity was there was no marks on her body. Yet Michael Dewitt, okay.
Did he have access to her, though, to be able to do that?
Sorry?
Did he have access to be able to do that? Was she with her father?
So that's the tricky part. So I get on the phone with the San Antonio Police Department months ago, in the beginning of this year, because I was given a San Antonio Police Department number. So I started calling them, and I'm asking questions. And I guess I asked too many, because I was asking, well, is there police? Where were they at? You know, and I did my own Googling. So I figured out exactly the address that they were at. They were in a trailer park. And the way that the officers explained to me was, oh, it's really poor living, so there's no cameras. I said, well, is he working right now? And they said no at the time. So they're trying to say that, according to my ex-husband, the girlfriend was in the house with Serenity, and he was across the street in catty corner. I said, no, it was him. I swear, if they put this on her, it was him, and I know it.
So,
like, I feel
so your child
soul.
was in CPS custody at the time, or was she in his?
She was. This is scary. DHS in the state of Oklahoma decided to hand them off free willy-nilly off to him down in Texas. So yeah, no, there was no CPS involvement or checking in. CPS got involved after her death.
Why would they give that to him? Why would they give her?
That's what I'm saying. And I said it in the courthouse to the judge because I was talking with Kirsten Bushyhead. Now, I know now by the FBI that Kirsten Bushyhead did this out of spite, got him back with the birth father, because I was giving her false addresses. I was honest with that. Because, I mean, what would you do as a mother whenever you know your ex-husband threatened to kill?
I feel like I keep hearing this story about women and kids in CPS whose mothers were with abusive men, and somehow the system tips to favor the men, even though the abuse is documented. I've seen countless times, like time after time, where there's police reports and these men have been abusive, and the women, the mothers, are then the villain, and they are further victimized, and the kids go with the father's family, and and then the mom is like, I don't know what's happening, and they're like, it's almost like a conspiracy. Like, I feel crazy. Am I crazy? Yeah. Like, what's happening? Like, literally. And you're not even in Texas.
My own
you're like literally
silly spanking each other's daughters. I looked at that.
Another mom has gotten accused of like her child sexually abusing her. Like, literally, you don't know this because you're only everybody's talking to me, and I'm like, what is happening? Like, our governor made it harder now for CPS to take kids, but he hasn't made it easier for them to go back to their moms. And no child, no, it's unnatural. It's unnatural. It's unnatural. No child wants to grow up without their mom. It's unnatural. And these situations that happen that are temporary, once the situation resolves, we just need to give kids back to their moms.
Yes, or if anything, what I'm starting to see from everyone coming to me with their accounts and stories is they should really, why are we still separating families, like, as if it's not going to do more damage to the kids?
I agree. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand how we're breaking families.
I don't know about where you're at, but how they treat it up here in Oklahoma, they treat it, family court, like it's criminal court. They have it all backwards, because it's innocent until proven guilty whenever it comes to family, but whenever it comes to criminal court, I'm sorry, but you're guilty until proven innocent. That's just how it's supposed to be ran.
It's 100% like that in family court. It's like everybody's assumed to be a monster and guilty, and I've seen that, and this is new to me, and I'm just listening to so many people in it.
You want to hear some more facts? You probably hadn't even got this far in. So after finding my birth family, they did everything to every single one of my sisters. And then, we get all of our accusations together. Now I have 3 other sisters. One is deceased now, but we start comparing it to our birth mother's case after she dies. They did this. They streaked it downward. The exact same offenses. They're just lazy, and they're starting to pick from their own basket. I have my birth family cousin Brian. He works within DHS, but not with the kids. He works on another angle, but of course he is sitting with the people dealing with the children too around him. So he hears all kinds of stories, and he just tells me that there's whistleblowers working for him all around him right now.
There's whistleblowers everywhere, and they're being people. There's whistleblowers everywhere, and the court systems are here. I'll name one. There's one advocate named Angela Jourdain, who was actually how Candace Matthews had a lot. It was her come up. She taught her how to be an advocate and help. Angela hoped that Candace Matthews would help her actually break this up, and all Candace Matthews did was go and raise hell and embarrass people and be a mockery and be like, we're not actually fighting the systems. And Candace Matthews, she's fraud and she's corrupt too. Yeah, like she just used the information to like get attention. Because I'm like, this is dark, this is ugly, this is messy. Like, I'm working in secret.
She also pays for her views.
Yeah, and I'm like, we have got to, I feel like I'm scrambling to gather us together. I'm trying to figure
I
out
know,
how do
she's
I
trying
put
to
us
get all your
together.
jobs your job taken in. It's so sad. Is she
I don't
even
care.
showing up to your actual job, or is she just
I
doing that for
mean,
the media?
listen, I'm gonna fight for myself, but I'm not going to let a job stop me from doing my calling. I'll say that.
Amen.
And so God's got me, but now it's critical, and I feel like we need to. I mean, I know you're okay with me recording. I don't know if you're okay with me releasing this, and if you
You
are,
can do whatever you need.
if you want to say
anything
now,
you need,
and
I
I'll put this
promise
out,
you.
is
I
like,
trust you.
what do we need to do as a nation of people? Like, what do we? Because
So,
I was like,
personally,
should I
I'm
make
already
a
working with
Facebook
both of my
group?
state representatives, because I know from government classes, you're supposed to go to one if something inhumane happens to us as humans. We got to form that government, like the Constitution states. So we go to our state representative, and then you let them know the situation, whatever situation is going with you, or you encourage others to. Like I try to do that with others as well.
I believe in mine. Because
if you tell them, the state representatives, they go to the legislators with the ideas and the bill changes and the law changes and adjustments. And then legislators decide if they pass or not. So with my situation, I actually went ahead and called both of them because the situation's so severe, because I'm also a child in the system. I'm not just
like you grew up and it just like cycled, and I'm like, I know that this is when our governor was, I mean, because our laws in Texas are so messed up, and sometimes we fix one, and like I don't believe anybody that I believe everybody that goes into public service has inherent good and wants to do good, and sometimes they just don't know it. They're not able to have these real and raw conversations, and then I can't always communicate them. Sometimes I just got to play the tape. And now I'm just like, at this point, I'm like, I need everybody to listen. This is bad. Our kids are in danger. Like, our families are in danger.
And it's only gotten worse since the 90s, since I was a kid in it.
Like, we need to restore our families, and we need to stop being so afraid of the way parents live and discipline their kids. Stop being so afraid of individual rights and privacy. Allow doctors to decide when abuse is abuse. Allow teachers to report abuse. Stop, and then give parents and families time to heal, and then give them their kids back. Give them their kids back.
Honestly, it does more damage. It's going to cause more stress on the families, which there's already badness going on. I say you just come in, and we need to take mental health more serious as a nation, because somebody else, the people that brought us up, put their hurt on us. It's not our fault, but at least we can come together. There's mental health, I think, and also what goes into that is don't separate the whole family unless it's something very severe. Obviously you can go get tested and see, if a child's been touched, things like that, and for an immediate separation. But if it's something like accusations like I got hit with, because I found out, I didn't even get this far,
so many moms. No, but so many moms do that. They get accused of stuff, and I'm just like, wait. You had a bad night of drinking. Come on now. So many of us were raised by alcoholic parents and turned out just great. All right? Like, people have, and I'm not excusing bad behavior. I'm just saying that everything doesn't require a child to be ripped from their family. And that we have to understand that sometimes we just need to really look at the bigger picture, and now we're not. And I'm pleading because, like I said, Angela Jordan, like, she faces harassment charges because she was harassing CPS. Are you kidding me? So advocates are afraid to advocate. You have CPS workers that are going to work every day fighting for kids, and then they get fired when they're doing the righteous thing because it's not the right thing. And it's like, where do we create a space where we, the good, righteous advocates and CPS workers, can work together with legislators to fix it? Like, implode the system and fix it, so we can save our kids.
Right now, unless they can benefit from it on a financial level like they're doing now, the way that they have it rigged, there's no way. We got to take mental health serious. I agree. That's the only way I can look at it, because then everyone's getting help, and then they're looking at the situation all together at the same beat,
if I look at it at the epicenter, it doesn't exist, because me and a few advocates were discussing if we broke the system up and started from scratch, what we do. And I'm a teacher, so I have an educational background, so I was setting up the systems and structures, and I was like, first of all, we have to focus on social emotional learning. I watched a video of a CASA worker trying to appease a kid who was crying, who wanted to go back home with their mom, but she was with the foster mom, and the mom was like freaking out, wanting to comfort the kid, and they were like, no, you stay right there. And then the foster mom is just standing there, and the kid is freaking out, and I'm like, why in the hell are you not allowing the mom to be a mother?
Yeah, I got to witness my oldest daughter, who is quiet, just naturally a quiet, timid person, little girl. She's so sweet. I witnessed her getting yelled at because she wanted to give a little crumb of bread to a bird by a foster mother, and there's nothing I could do about it but
And
stand up for my child.
and you should. Thank you for being a mom. That's what you should do.
She ran off and she didn't want to stay the rest of the visit.
I mean, that's what you should do as a mother.
I don't have a thing against you.
No, but that's what mothers should do. Why are we stopping mothers from mothering? Why are we stopping? Like, we shouldn't, and it blows my mind. But again, like, when these systems don't make right, when these systems don't make mental health a priority, because again, if that CASA worker was focused on the mental health of that child, they would have seen that child is under distress because it wants to be with the mother. What is allowing the mother?
Those CASA workers are liberals. I went to a meeting before, like years ago. I don't even. It's weird that you're talking about CASA because I've
watched so many videos. I have had so many people,
and it was thought that they could help me.
It was so many people have come to me. I've listened. It was something about you and your message. I think you felt it in my response, because I was just like, I have to make time to talk to her. There's something here, and it's like what you're telling me is like the combination of every story I've heard.
Yeah.
And it's terrifying.
I have been taking, I don't know what's all through there. I could just probably export them to you via email probably, but I saved all the way back 5 years, going back every communication. I know it's a lot, but it's not 5 years in a row. It's just that communication for 3 years straight between DHS family planner, the DHS supervisors, and different workers, and the transporter. Basically, I would state that the judge's orders that he ordered to happen, overnights on supervisor